G'day everyone. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to use a couple of products that a company has sent me called FALCONEYES, and it's all continuous light. So I am going to have Chanel here, a model, and we're going to actually do this in a studio shoot, so I will show it all being used in real time, so we can have a look at that all together. And now we'll unbox the other light that they've sent me. Okay, so I thought I'd just give you the number that this actually is. So this is the unit that it comes with. So this is also from FALCONEYES. It comes in a nice case that everything's packaged. Like I said, I haven't taken anything out, so you're going to see it exactly as it is when I get it, how you get it delivered. So this is the, and I'll put all the links down below. This is the FALCONEYES RX-24TDX, and it is a 150 watt light panel. Just to take you through some things that this will do, it's a roll LED, so I'll show that as we actually bring it out, and it's only 10mm in thickness, so it's very, very thin. You can roll it any way that you like, and that's what I love about these panels. You can put them in weird corners or inside cupboards, things like that. So it's fantastic that you can do all that sort of stuff with this light, and you can put them in areas where they can't go otherwise because it's so thin, and they can be bent to wherever you want it to light up. So you can adjust the color temperature of this, so it does go from 3000 to 5600, so you can balance for your ambient light, which is also very important in these units as well. It also has a LED touchscreen that I will show you, and I'll demonstrate that being used as we go through the whole unit. You can also attach a V-mount battery to this, so if you did want to use it on location, you can actually take it out. That's the beauty of this. It will work off your mains, and you can also take it out on location if you're using V-mount batteries as well. You just have to be aware that the V-mount battery is not included in this unit, so you will have to purchase a V-mount battery if that's what you want to do. So let's have a look inside this, and then we'll see if we can put it together. So like I said, there's a zip to this, so it does come in a nice bag that you can use. So if we zip it open, you can see it's here, FALCONEYES, stating there. So this is how the unit is shipped. So basically, looking at it, there's going to be a cover here, which is a diffuser. I think there's also going to be a panel that goes around the outside, so you can use this as a little soft box, which will be really good. So let's take that out and just have a look and see what's in there. So this is going to be your diffuser. This is also a grid, so you're going to be able to control the light that comes through, and I'll show you these when we go through the actual unit, so you'll be able to see how this all works. So it does have the diffusion, it has the grid there as well. This is going to be your soft box that will go around the outside of the light, and like I said, I'll build this all together shortly. It comes with a stand, so this is your stand here that we'll be using to put this together, as you can see there. It also comes with other bits and pieces that I'm not sure what we use yet until we open it up. There's also, I think, an antenna, because I think you can use this if you have a remote control as well. I haven't got the remote control, but it does. There is a remote control available. There's a little stand that you can use here to obviously stick it onto your light stand that we'll have a look at. This is your power brick that comes through here. It is quite substantial, but like I said, you can also use this with V-mount batteries if you want to. And then this is your unit that controls the whole thing. Looks really nice, actually. So you've got a couple of controls here, and I'll show this up closer in a minute, where you've got color temperature and also your dimmer. Like I said, I'll show that being used, and you'll see how this will work. There's an on-off switch as well. And you've obviously got a different port if you want to use a different type of attachment to light through there. This is quite light, it's not that heavy at all. You can use a 14.8 volt V battery, like I said, if you want to use that as well. So that's the battery side of things. And then you've got the light itself, which is, like I said, it's a panel that you just basically open through here, and then this will fold out. Now, it's a reasonable size. It's much bigger than the other one that I've got. So you can see how big this is here. But like I said, you can push these into any direction, which is so good about these. You can fold them anywhere, stick them in cupboards, you can do anything with them, as well as put them on a light stand as well. So what we'll do now, we'll put it together on the stand, and then we'll have a look at it. So let's start with the stand that it actually comes with. You'll notice, if I bring this close, that there's little marks on the side here that you actually clip into. So when you move this, it will lock in. So that's how this locks in. So it's just simply a matter of opening this up, making sure that all the parts lock into each other, And then that will be in the correct position. Now, obviously, may have to move it to hold the light up. So we'll look at the next part now. So what I think you do here is these go into this outside part of your light here. There's little sort of folds that you fold over. So you can see I've just done that on the floor. You can see here where it's gone into all the pockets on the side. And this will obviously attach to your light stand adapter that is in another part of the box that I'll put together in a minute. So what we'll do, we'll try now to stick it on a light stand, and then we'll see if we can put the border around it, the actual softbox. Okay, so I'm going to use this little adapter that it came with. That will obviously just screw onto your light stand like that. And then this part is going to go into your light, which you would have down obviously like this. So let's try putting the reflector on. The only thing you've got to watch is there's a cutout here, and that's for this lead that's down the bottom. So you've got to make sure that that is down the bottom when you're putting this on. All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to put the brick in. So this just attaches obviously into the unit down here. So what you do, this will go into here. There's a point there where it goes into. So just connect that like that. And then this will attach just to the wall. Now the other side of this lead will attach to this lead that's coming out of the light unit. Now they'll only go in one way, and then you just screw that. There's a little screw on there that you screw in to that point there. All right, so this is the unit itself. Now, there's just basically one switch that comes from the back. This is to turn it on, you just switch it that way, and then you can see now what's happening. So I've got the unit here, and obviously it will tell me. Now, you can touch this if you want to go up and down, so that's changing the color temperature. This one will bring the color temperature down. At the moment, it's 2%. This is the brightness will come up, and the brightness will come down here as well. So I'll show you with Chanel once we set her down how it controls, and that's all done. You can also use the switch, like I said, from here too, if you like that tactile switch as well. So you can balance it to whatever you'd like the color to be, and I'll show you that when we turn these lights off, and I'll show you fully on Chanel how it works so you can have a look. But like I said, at the moment it's only on 5%, so it is very, very strong. I can tell already. If I boost this way up, it's going to really get bright. So it is incredibly bright. So it looks great. So what we'll do now is we'll set up. I'm going to use a grey background. We're going to sit Chanel on a chair there, and then we'll see if we can light Chanel up with this. Take a few shots, and we'll show you the results, how they come up. All right, so I've turned the light off, and I've sat Chanel down on a chair, and I'm quite surprised already how strong this light actually is. It's up to 61% at the moment, but you can see here that if we go up to 100, it's really going to get bright, and it's lighting everything up. The beauty is now, because I'm using continuous light, it is exactly as I see it, so I can get the lighting to look like what I want. So I'm going to leave it about 61% there, and then I can change the colour too to match however I want the image to look. So I can make Chanel nice and warm if I want to, or I can obviously make her very, very cool looking as well. So I'm going to set this at daylight, so it's about 600. So I'm going to set it at daylight balanced because the camera's set on that, and then we'll take a few shots and have a look and just see what it measures at. So I'm using the Tamron 28 to 75 here, and I'm using the A7 III. And I'm going to try and shoot wide open. I want to shoot at 2.8. So we'll have a look at what we can get. So what I'm doing here, I'm just going to turn the camera on, then look at exposures. So I'm on f2.8, and I'm going to look at the ISO because I want this to be a little bit moody and have a bit of contrast in it. So I'm on ISO 160. 1/25 of a second and f2.8, and I'm going to take a shot at that and just have a look and see how that looks. I'm quite happy with the look of that. There's a little bit of fall off on the floor, so I'm going to try and just tilt that down just a little bit. Now that's what I've noticed with these two. The angle of these often doesn't go enough, and that can be a problem. So I'm just going to lower this down just a touch. So sometimes you do have to get a better adapter if you do want to angle these down very, very low. But I'm quite happy with the light. It looks like it's really good for full body. I'm surprised you can get a full body out of this. And that's really quite beautiful. So it looks lovely. So I'm going to zoom into 70mm and I'll see if I can get more of a tighter type image. And it's just beautiful. That's beautiful, Chanel. That's lovely. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to move in and get a basically head and shoulders as well. Is my head in the way of that? Oh, that's not too bad. That's beautiful. Beautiful. So that's using it with the diffuser on. So what I'll do now is I'm going to put the grid on and I'll just show you how that will vary the light, and you'll see it should actually change the background light and it should be much more concentrated. So we'll put the grid on now. Alright, so I've added now that grid on, and you can see there is a little bit less light in the background, so you have got more control now about where the light will go, and that's the really good part about this. So I'll take a couple of shots just so we can see the difference of how it looks now. Now the thing is, it will be harder light, so it's going to be harder than it was before, and there's far less fall off coming onto the feet and legs, so it will look different than what we were before. So now I'll blow up a little bit, then I'll try and do a head and shoulder. Beautiful. All right, so the beauty now is we'll try and do something just to finish up with. We'll try and see if we can do something a little bit moody, so we'll bring the light right down. I'll use a faster lens and see if we can get something nice and soft with this as well. But you certainly have a lot of power. Now remember, the closer the light is to Chanel, the softer it will be. So I'm going to move that light fairly close to Chanel now, and then I'll turn it down and we'll have a play with that. So let me just bring that power down because it's going to blind you. All right, so what I've done now is I've moved this light a lot closer to Chanel because I want a very soft look here. I'm going to be using the Zeiss Batis now, so it's a 1.885. So I'm just going to get Chanel's head and shoulders. And I've turned the power down to 52%, so it's gone down quite a lot. So it's 25%, so we're down now to 25%. So it shows you how strong this actually is. My settings are 1/60th of a second. I'm on 1.8 and ISO 100. So I'll take a couple of shots just so I can show you what this is like. Now, because I've still got this grid on the light is very directional. I'm trying to stop as little as possible from going onto the background. That's why I've got the grid there. So let's take a shot. That's beautiful. Now the thing now is that with this, you'll notice when I show you the shots that Chanel's hair is quite dark against that background. This is why I want to use that second light that they sent me to lift Chanel's hair from the background up, and so we'll have a look at that now. So what we're going to try now is we're going to use this other light that they sent me, the F7 pocket light, because this will be perfect to light Chanel's hair up from the back. We might try it from both sides just to see which way looks better. But I have stuck on a grid on this, which is what's quite unusual about this. It has come with a grid, and I'll show you these when I turn the light on at the end, and you'll see those as well. And it also comes with a nice case as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to balance the same settings. So I'm going to put this onto 5600. So I'm turning the light on. I'm setting the CCT, so the color temperature, to 5600, so it's going to match what this is. And then all I'll do is you just have to balance. Now, because this has got the grid on this, again, it's not going to spill anywhere, so I should be able to control exactly where this looks. Kelly Chanel's mum's going to hold this in a minute, and then I'll be able to say how to move this. And then obviously, if I want to, I can turn the power up, and I can also turn the power down to get the type of light that I like. And so we'll have a look at that now. So Kelly, do you want to come over? And I'll just show you what to control. So that's the power there, that button. So I'll leave it just about that and I'll have a look. So if you want to hold that. So now the difference now is that it should bring a bit of hair light in. Can you go back a little bit that way, Kelly, and then come in a little bit closer? Now face exactly where you were before. Now you can see now if we're looking at it that it's lit up the Chanel's hair there. So I'm going to take a couple of pictures and just have a look, and you'll notice a difference now with a little bit of separation, which is lovely. So it's just added a little bit of a kick in the background, which is really nice. Now can you try, Kelly, to bring it sort of over the head? Yeah, that's it. Come back a bit towards you though, just a touch. Yeah, about there, that's it. And again, it's just adding that little bit of separation in the background. Did you enjoy that?
Yeah.
So, this was really good. I'm really surprised how well this light actually worked, because I'm surprised when we took it back that there was way enough power or heaps of power that I could light up the whole of Chanel. Clearly, if you wanted to do other things, you could have a couple of these or something, and then you could do much more or consistent lighting from the back and side and things like that, or even light up the feet a little bit more. But I was really surprised how this worked, and it worked very, very well indeed. There was ample power that was in there, and like I said, if I want to, I could then take this on location just with using a V-mount battery, and then I wouldn't have to worry about connecting into 24 volt or into the wall, and you could take this anywhere, which is fantastic. It does have that diffuser that's built in. It also has the grid that is there on this at the moment. I'll turn it around so you can see it. Just like that. You can use it obviously if you don't want to have the grid or anything on there, or even the diffuser, or even this softbox. You can take that off and just use the unit itself, just bare as it is. And then, like I said, you could put this inside cupboards and behind couches and do all different things with it, which could be really unique if you wanted to use this, say, in weddings and things like that. It is a very light system, so that's what's really also good about this as well. So thank you very much, FALCONEYES, for sending this to me. All the links will be down below, so you can have a look at those, and please use those links if you can. That does support the channel. Apart from that, we'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now. High five. All right, done.